Welcome back to another video. So, man, we keep pushing these little projects out. I think the last week was pretty productive, getting all that kind of stuff done. So, um, this week we're going to work on the gas pedal with the throttle cable and the choke cable. All that kind of stuff came in. Should be good with that. Not sure how complicated that's going to be to route it since it's behind us now. So we have to come behind the motor, probably some pulleys. I got some different clamps and stuff like that, so we can kind of get both of them to work. So that's going to be huge. My 10-foot choke cable did come in. I had an 8 before. This one's got a little bit bigger knob on it, but I still think it'll work. I think we should have plenty of routing for that. So we'll get that knocked out. We're going to work on our battery disconnect. I got to figure out where to put that. I'm getting real tight on space and access. That's the killer. So work on that, and then we can cut or make our wires from that to the starter into the battery. That way we have all of our links and everything right. So when we take it apart, everything's going to go back pretty smooth, and we don't have to worry about drilling holes and tapping and doing things like that. So I think we're pretty good there. There's a few other things I'm missing, but we're gonna knock one out, get that done, and see what else I got to do, and knock that one out, and just keep going down the line. So we're getting there, but we're trying to push and get it knocked out. So let me clarify this real quick. Yes, the ultimate goal, or one of the ultimate goals down the road, is to take this to Bonneville and just have it on the salt flats. By no means is this thing even going to come close to our speed record. It might be lucky to get this bad boy to 50 miles an hour, 60 miles an hour. I don't know. This is stock setup. My build was to do this as like period correct, 30s, 40s, 50s type thing. But eventually, yes, I'd like to upgrade the motor, rebuild it, get a little bit more juice out of it, anything like that. But I put the horn on here. Yes, that's not a requirement at Bonneville by any means, but again, like I said, that function of the steering wheel with that lever, it needed to do something. Otherwise, I would have a lot of questions of what's that do? Well, that doesn't do anything. Then why is it there? It's just silly stuff. I like the horn. It's period correct. I think it's cool. It's my enjoyment, so whatever. What else we got to do? Oh, the steering wheel, or not the steering wheel, the dash. I need to bump that out with some spacers. I noticed with my shifter, when I tried it before, I didn't have the gauges and stuff in, so it's barely hitting the gauges because they're kind of angled down. So we're gonna fix that. Just some little things, but plenty to do. So let's get at it. All right, I had my wife help me put the top on. I sat inside of it. I'm trying to find a place for the battery disconnect. I'm glad I tried it because I was going to do it over here in this little corner over here, but can't even see it because of my leg and I couldn't get to it. Tried up here, but interferes with my arm when I'm trying to turn. I tried back here, but I think with the other wires and stuff coming out, I don't need it to interfere with these cables. I thought about here in the center, but then it's right there in your face. Didn't like that. Didn't look right. Thought about putting it on the outside of the body so you can turn it, but it looked weird like that too. So I think what we kind of went with, we're going to mount it down here on the floor. You can still reach in from the outside and turn it. We're going to keep it angled like this, and I'm going to get some tube and cut a wedge out of it so it'll kind of come back this way, and then I'll cut out the flooring here and I'll weld that to this actual piece, and then this will bolt in, and then the wires will run underneath where they need to go. I think that's probably the best bet. I literally tried 20 different spots and just couldn't make it work and make it still look good and looking without it being forced. So we're gonna go with this here. Once I get the piece made, then I can figure out the rotation that I need it. I think we're gonna go this way because that's off. So leave the tank. I can just take the key with me, put it in that way, and we'll turn it on. That'll be that way. It's out of the way of the shifter and everything else. So I think we're gonna be okay. Yeah, we'll figure out rotation in a little bit. So get this tube cut, and we'll try to figure out how we're going to piece this together and go from there. All right, I had some 3-inch U-bend tube. Half of it's been cut up, but I think this is kind of the option I'm going to go for here. This will be in the front. I'll weld a circle onto this for that to mount in. I'm going to draw a straight line across through here all the way around, and that part will actually sit to the floor. We'll cut out some of that expanded metal, but I think that should work. Maybe. I'm thinking so. All right, let me figure out our lines here. Well, we know that's a line here. There. And then I guess we need to figure out how to extend that out. Well, that's level with that. So I guess if I put flat edge or straight edge on it, so that would be the top. Let me mark the bottom. All right, we got our piece cut out. That's going to mount just like that onto the expanded metal. And then we're going to cut us a piece of metal that'll fit into here. We'll weld it around and cut it out so we can bolt that to that. And that'll be our piece that mounts to the floor. Once this is mounted on the inside, we'll cut out all that expanded metal so we have plenty of room in the inside. And then we'll weld this to the outside, and that should be it. So let me cut this circle, figure out that, and then we'll figure out our orientation of this so we can drill our holes and cut out this back piece right there. And yeah, getting there. All right, well, made a template that would fit onto the back so we kind of see our mark out, since this has a cutout that we're going to need. Transferred that to some metal, and this will bolt up to that. And then this is going to, this plate's going to get welded on to there. So that's kind of where we're at. So we're going to take this off. I got my reference marks. We're going to weld it and just get it tight, weld all the way around it and clean it up. And we should be good to go to put it together. That's kind of what we're going for right there. And yeah. Okay, let's weld it. I just sat in here and got the angle kind of where I like it. I think it's a pretty good spot. I'm going to pull it over this way just a little bit. So I know I wanted to be between there. And then I turn it. That's off, right? Yep, because that comes out. That's perfect there. All right, so I guess I need to mark around here where all this metal's at. So I know what to cut out. Let me take that off there, there. I'm gonna leave this back stuff here. All right, so we're gonna cut out this area there. Okay, so, all right, I guess I'm gonna take this out and cut this section out, and then we can probably try to weld it. All right, we got our hole cut out and kind of got this centered up where we, pretty sure where we want it. And we're gonna tack it and then try to push in some of our spots to get it right. that's it. Let's see. Now that I got it welded, I can take it and clean up the edges and stuff, but ow. There you can kind of see what we got there. Perfect. All right, let's clean this up and we'll get it back in and see how she fits. Let's get floor back in again. Okay, let's see here. I gotta do this, gotta come down a little. Okay, there's that. And got this. And it offers that way, so that's gonna fit just in just like that. So there we go. I'm not gonna bolt this in yet because I still gotta run the wires from this to get the lengths and everything that we need. But so that's off. So when you leave, take it with you, and you can't start it, do anything, sends power anywhere. And then that sends power to everything. Still got clearance and everything from this. So we're good there. One thing I didn't notice when I was trying this, when I shift this into third, we hit the back of the gauges. When I tried it, we didn't have the gauges in. So I got some spacers here. I'm just going to push these out, and that should give us the clearance that we need because it's hitting by like a 1/4 inch, and that's at an angle. So I think if we push this more out this way, we should be fine. So I'll try that and see what we got. But I think that looks pretty cool. Nice and clean. So heck yeah. Another thing down. All right, let's figure out what else I got to do. All right, so like I was talking about, I shifted this into third, and you can kind of see, let's see, we'll go this way. It's hitting the bolt there. It was fine until I put those in, but I never tested with those. So I got some different spacers, and we're gonna space this out a little bit and see if we can clear. So I have it already in third now. So as long as I can get that to not touch, we should be good. Hopefully. Because I don't want to remake the dash. I'm not. I'll push this thing out 2 inches if I have to. All right, so you can see we're touching there. So we're gonna pull it back here and let's get some spacers on it and see what it'll do. So let's take our bolt out, put you in the pocket. Longer spacer there. And then up top here. Oh, can I get my hand in here? Maybe. Okay, I'm going to get a nut down here on this one. There we go. Actually, I can just get that from over here probably. Is it touching? Because I can't see yet. I gotta get these on there just so I can make sure it doesn't flip-flop on me. Okay, and well, that's just a horrible access. Who built this thing? Ugh. Come on, you got it. I don't know why I'm putting this on because I'm probably gonna have to take everything off again because you haven't told me if this is touching or not. Actually, yeah, I'm not putting it on right now. Ugh. Don't drop it. Don't drop it. Okay, good. Okay, so we got that one on. So we're spaced out 1/2 inch. Let's see what we got. Well, you're in my way. Oh, how are we still touching? We're just in a different spot. So, bloop, bloop, bloop. What is that? What is that for? Oh, that's our, is that our oil pressure? Yeah, that's our oil pressure. Okay, so All right, let me see if I got some more spacers. Because look. Oh, where'd you go? Yep, right there. Now, we're just touching a different spot now. All right, let me get some more spacers. All right, well, we used 3 spacers, and then we only used 2 up here to give it more of a kick. And you can kind of see down here, we got plenty of room now. Once our fitting goes on here, once our fitting goes on here, we'll route the line up and take it around, and that's for our oil pressure. So should be fine for that. And I just need to order some longer brass bolts for this now. So I only had some black, but tell from the front it didn't really even change anything, so not really worried about that. Okay, another issue fixed. All right, well, I made some cables. I have a long one right here. It's gonna run to the battery, and this one's the short one that's gonna run to our solenoid. You kind of see we got it hooked into here. Got it bolted into the back. There wasn't much room, so I had to pull it out here onto the bench. If you look right here, our lead was really close to our metal here. It was still off probably a 1/4 inch, but if there's any movement, I didn't want anything to arc out on this. So I just have a piece of some fuel hose, cut it and wedged it in there, and then tightened it up. And that's not going anywhere. And you can't see it from the front anyway. So let's try to get this in here and see what she looks like. Okay, so we got our floor back in. We got the 2 leads connected to the bottom of that. I'm just going to temporarily zip tie this to this so I can figure out where I want it, but I'm pretty sure this is where I want it, but I'm not quite sure yet. Okay, so you can get one. Let's get another one. This is a whole lot easier than trying to underneath. Where'd you go? Okay. Come up there. Let's push you down this way just a smidge. Okay. So this kind of is twofold right here. Once there's power going to it, I should be able to use this clicker to start it too if I needed to, but I don't think I'm going to need that. So we got one cable here. Let's put that there. So this is to the battery side. So it'll run in through our disconnect. And then this one right here is going to run back to our battery. Okay, so that's there. I can still lock that onto there. Okay, that should be good there. That's bolted there. Okay, there's that. Okay, so then we got clearance there, but we can still zip tie that over to here. And then let's route this big boy here real quick. Zip tie this one to this rail here. Yep, that's good. We'll zip tie this one to that one, so they will be joined. Okay, so that's clean there. And then I think so we need to run this through there. And then we're going to fish it through here, maybe. Okay, so if we got that there, we'll put a cable stay down there. But let me put there's another zip tie. Thought I had one. It's not. Okay, so we're going to do that there. And then that's going to go around through here to go through. Oh, yeah, I got plenty of room. Okay, so that's that. Oh, yeah, I got good room. Okay. So we're just going to leave that loose for now. So we know we're coming off to there. Wonder if we could, if that would make it a little nicer if we cut that. Actually, I think I want to go on the inside here. So we'll go like this. I have some wiring hooks and stuff like that we'll probably use, but just trying to get this to kind of see what we want. So I know, do I go under that? Try to come over this way. Yeah, let's go over that way. That's clean. That goes there. Let's stick one here. So once I get it kind of wherever I want it, we can come back and put in our permanent stays. So how much room do we have here? I mean, that isn't bad if I do go that way. Just cut that a little bit shorter. I'm not mad at that. Let's just get you twisted right. Okay, let me get, okay, so say that's down. Come up here. It'll be a little bit longer, so let's cut that right there. So once that's cut back and that's down, yep, that's gonna be perfect. Okay, yep, cool. All right, so that's there. It's been one of those days, you know, when you start doing too much and you start making mistakes and you're not paying attention. Camera, I forgot to hit record, or I hit record, so I thought. But we put some rivet nuts in here and here, so that'll be permanent there. So we can take the zip tie away. We'll probably have another zip tie up here around the corner. That's more permanent. Probably need to go ahead and drill this out and put 2 rivet nuts in there. Might be kind of tight with this, so I might have to just thread it, use the tap or something like that. We'll have to figure that out. So yeah, sorry about that. I'm sure y'all have seen the rivet nuts before, but just using that tool there. So I'm sure there'll be some more. All right, I figured I'd go ahead and show you the rivet nuts and how they work, everything like that. So we just have a piece of scrap here in the vise. So it's going to end up sliding through, and then the tool, when you pull it back, it's going to cinch this up and put a little bead around through here, kind of locking it into place. All right, so stick it in and make sure it's flush, and we'll just squeeze it together, and you should just see it crumple up. Just like that. And then we'll undo the tool. And then you can see it's crimped up. Super tight connection. Pretty cool though. So I say when you get tired and you're worn out, you make mistakes. I just freaking made a mistake. So drilled holes so I could put some rivet nuts in. Then realized I couldn't put it in because this bar was doing it. So then I was just going to tap it. But I grabbed 1 drill bit or 2 drill bit sizes bigger. So then the bolt, when I tried to tap it, it was too loose. So now I'm going to have to weld these nuts onto here, or weld these bolts onto here. See, I can't even talk. I'm going to finish this. I'm going to be done for the day. Yeah, so I'm going to weld this onto here, and then I can just bolt that to that. Sure. Get that over the hole. Get over the hole. it's frustrating when you make mistakes. I tell you what, it's really just annoying more than anything else. But there's typically always a solution. And this was weld some bolts on upside down. And that is going to be just fine. All right, so, ooh, that's a little toasty still. Hello. All right, so we got that tied there. So we're going to have to come off. I mentioned Wired Customs before, Zach Parks. We've been going back and forth a couple times. He's helping me figure out my wiring and everything for this. This is pretty much my first flathead, so he's got a wealth of knowledge on that. And I've been dealing with Vintage Auto Garage on a lot of their parts and things like that. This is a 6-volt positive system. So I just want to make sure I have all of the wiring the way it needs to be, because a lot of these have 2 studs here. This is only a single, but they said this is for 36. So I'm assuming this is going to come off and go to my push button here, but I'm not 100%. So I'm waiting to get some information back from them to make sure I can run all this stuff where I want to run it. So I'm not wasting some wire, because some of that thick stuff's pretty expensive. So we're going to stop this part right here. I'm happy with the way this runs out. I did order some more hardware. It should be in, I think, tomorrow, maybe, like that. But that's just little cosmetic stuff there. I'll pretty it up. Okay, so this is in down here. That's tight. Okay, well, what are we gonna do? We got to do a gas pedal, and then the throttle cable, and then the choke cable. So I guess let's figure out one of those tomorrow. I'm not going to screw anything else up today. So I'll see you in the morning. I have one of these, I think this is an Edelbrock. It's one of the wire clamps. I think I have the wire actually installed just to the carb. But I think I'm going to undo this bolt here. It doesn't fit like that, but I think if I cut off a little bit here, it'll be able to rotate back and sit on there pretty tight. So we're going to try to see how we want to take that off. Just take it like that. Let's try that first and see if we have enough room, and then we'll see what we can do. All right, so that bracket is an Edelbrock 1156. It's a choke bracket. So yeah, I think I got 2 of those just to see if I can make them work. So again, with this, it's kind of trial and error of what we can actually make work. And I can feel these threads from that were through the bottom there, so it should still have enough bite. If not, I can always replace it with the longer screw. So let's come on. Try this. Oh yes, took off just enough. And the way this is angled here, it should stop it from trying to rotate or anything like that. So that's a plus. Oh yes, nice and tight. Okay, so now we need to get the cable. I was gonna say, did I do that wrong? Let's undo this a little bit. Let's get the cable. Oh, is this cable going to be too big? Oh no, maybe not, maybe. Oh, get up there. Yeah. I wonder if that's got enough pull. That might have enough pull. One of the screwdriver. Let's get this tightened up and we'll see what we got here. We'll try to put enough pressure on it to stop it from moving. Yeah. Okay, so I don't know why I have that zip tie. That's gonna do anything. So that's. Oh, I might need to adjust it. Oh, here we go. So that's too much. If you look here, I already have it out. So let me undo this real quick. and get that so that's flush. Yeah. Yep. Okay, so let's push this. Okay, let's take the pressure off of that. Okay, so that's closed. That's touching right there. So let's leave that right like that. And let's tighten this up. Yeah. Okay. So now our lever is closed. And we pull this. That should, if we pull that, it should make the choke. Well, crap. You can't even see that. All right, well, let's try that again. You couldn't even see this just a minute ago. Sorry about that. So now we have it. We have our lever all the way pushed in, or our button, which means that our carb's open. So to make the choke, we're going to pull this, and it should close that. Okay, so that's closed. I need to see that's off of that now. So let's close it. So that's pulled all the way. And if I push that, so that's pushed all the way. That, I mean, that's pretty open. Can it go anymore? That's open. I mean, that's really not that much difference, is it? I don't think that's going to change anything. No, I think that's fine. Open. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Okay. Actually, I think we could probably adjust that just a smidgen more to make that. Oops, sorry. Just kicked you. Yeah. Okay. So let's go there. Okay. So now it's all the way closed. Choke. Open. Choke. Open. Okay, perfect. So that works. Bracket's tight there. We just need to figure out our routing to get this to the front. There's a big old ugly knob though, isn't it? But whatever. This is nice and tight. That's secured. I have it zip tied here, here, and I'm running along the frame rail all the way through here with a loop. And then we have it tied off to right here just with zip ties. I'm gonna make a bracket, probably come off of this bracket to tie into this, and that'd be nice and clean and out of the way. And then I'll get some regular cable stays for the hose or for the wire along through there. So that was pretty smooth. It's much better having this this lead here short, and this is pretty stiff. So I think that looks good. So we'll get our bracket up here for this, get that knocked out, and then we'll jump over to the throttle, cable, and pedal. I made this little nifty bracket. It's going to mount to our mount for the bottom of our dash as well, over on the, over right here. So I'm going to weld this up real quick, and then I'll get you a better view so you can see it. Took me a while to get this kind of braced where I need it. Still square, good. Once you see it a little closer, we got it there. I welded up to there. Of course, yes, I just need to wire wheel it off. So I'll get this cleaned up, and then we'll get the cable put back in. Put that over there. That's not going to fish through that because that's crooked. Oh, let's see if we can go through this way. That's better. Out. Still a little toasty. Little toasty. All right, what do we need here? We got that nut. So we need our lock washer. Ow. That's still toasty. Put that on there. Actually, we can take this back a little bit. Let's adjust it where we can. Take that back some. Okay, I think that's pretty good there. All right. We have quite a bit of adjustment on this so we can get the knob exactly where we want it, but I think that's going to be kind of close. So let me take off some more just to get it close. Okay, that there. All right, let's hold the back one. Let's see what we got here. I don't think this tightens too much. I think we have to hold this one, and then the back one tightens. Ow, it's hot. Let's see if I hold it down there. That way you can see, huh? Make sure that's pretty much. Yep. Okay, pretty tight there. So then we're going to put on our small nut. Maybe. There we go. Take that all the way down. Let's put our knob on. Once that's tight, let's hold the knob. I'll cinch that up. Okay. All right, good. That tucks back in there. All right, let's run our cable all the way back again. You watch right here. It's wide open right now, and this is closed. So when I pull this, that butterfly should go. So pull, whoop, and close back up. Sweet. That's it, man. You can see to the right, our choke cable tucks back in there nice and easy. It doesn't stick out very far, so we still got clearance for our hands. But yeah, I think that's freaking nice. That's about as tight as the curve as we're wanting to get, but we'll end up cleaning this wire up and it'll run straight down the frame rail. So we'll try to tuck everything there as much as we can. It's starting to get pretty busy, but I think that's probably our best option for location. It tucks in, it's not in your face. I'm good with that. Whew, man, it's hot. Choke cable's done. Amazing. Let's move on. I think we're going to try to start working on the gas pedal and the throttle. Ooh, I think that's going to be the last of the little hard stuff. So let's get at it. All right, I just have the throttle cable right here for right now. I got the little ball. I have a ball socket with a wire connection coming. Should be here tomorrow, so I can figure out this part of it. Right now, I just have it looped, and it's just running along this frame through here. Up here, I got the smorgasbord of zip ties and boxes and wedges and everything else, trying to get this to be where I need it to be. So we have our cable coming out right to there. I'm going to make a bracket to weld back here and down to here to bolt this too. So I'm going to go ahead and make that, and then we'll see how that fits, and we can kind of go from there, I guess. I think that's a good placement for it. All right, so we got our pedal assembly here. This is our piece of metal that we're going to use. I want to show you these real quick. It's a bunch of centering dowels, all different sizes. So what you can do is you can find out which one fits your hole perfect, and once you slide it through, it automatically center it up. You tap it, and it'll give you a nice little indentation for your center line. So pretty slick. Instead of having to measure and do like you normally have to do. Let's see. Pop that on there. A little tappy tap. Let that sit down there. Bingo. Awesome. Yeah, it's a cool little kit. I just grabbed that off of Amazon. All right, so we got our bracket that we made bolted to our pedal. We're gonna put it in here, tack it, and then unbolt this, and then we'll finish welding it up and see what we can do. Got some reference marks. Let's see here. I think that's it right there. So I'm thinking we should be like right around in here. I think that's pretty good. Let me go ahead and take that off. Ooh. All right, so let's get all this situated again. What we got to do here? Let's feed this through here. Let's put the nut there. So we just have a cable stay that we're using for this right now until I can find a better solution, but this appears to work. It threads through here. It'll keep that where that needs to be. And let me put a nut on the back just for added security. Well, come on. Okay. Let's should get that like that. That should turn out like that. Get you fitted there. Let's get one of our bolts. Where's the hole? Let's get that in like that. And we'll put a washer, a lock washer, and a nut. I'll get that a little tight. Okay. Let's get the other one. Where are you at here, fella? Let's see. Can I see where you're at, maybe? I can't see. There it is. Okay. So we'll get this tied up. Should be good. I have an adapter for the wire to a ball and socket to the carb. It's got a 1/4-inch ball on it. So we can kind of make sure that that'll tie through. That should be here today sometime. So we'll get this figured out, maybe the routing, and then we'll move to the back. And then when that piece gets here, we can finish this piece off to make sure it works. So when you get the cables, just kind of where it's at right now. Let me put these. I had these here just kind of brace to where we were at. Come up. So this is going to need to be about right like that. I guess once that's tied into the carb, that should stay there. I don't think I need to put a spring on it, but I think I need to put this about where I want it. See if I can put let me get another magnet And I'll put it back here to brace this. That way we know our cable length is where it's supposed to be. All right, let's slide that under here. So we want, I guess we can get all that we can get out of it, right? Yeah. Okay, that gives us about a quarter. Let's see here. I'll try to show you this here in a minute, see if this will work. I think that'll work kind of like that. So you can see we're bolted back here. Pedal action, pretty much in line with our others. That gives me a little bit more leg room with that being forward. We just have a cable stay tied in there and then up into our hose. Figure out a mount for this so that can stay where it needs to stay. And then we'll trace this back and get to where we need to go on the carb. Okay, up front, we have our pedal braced for where we need it to go. We put a cable stop or a cable clamp right here into the frame. And we just have this temporary running back. We have it looped. And we put one of our clamps here underneath it to clamp our bottom one for our throttle. So that should work. And then we're pretty much in line with our ball. So once we get that connected, it should go pretty easy. So as soon as that gets here, we'll throw that on. And for the pedal, it's just an aluminum black pedal from Speedway. There's your part number if you're interested in something like that, but should work for what we need. Okay, kind of want to show you what I'm doing here while I'm waiting for part or two to come in. Let me get in here real quick. So I sat in here to check the gas pedal, and it's a perfect location. I mean, I couldn't ask for anything better than that. Clutch is fine right here, but the brake for me to use it, I mean, I guess I could use no, I can't use that. Never mind. Stupid me. To use the brake, I got to come way over. So I cut this right here, and I'm going to bend this over. So if I'm using the gas, I can just go like this. So I'm going to get it to this angle right here, and it should be easier just around the pitman arm. So I cut that, I'm going to bend it, and then we'll see how it is, and then we'll weld it back up. That should, God, it's just hard to get in here. Yeah, there we go. Yeah. All right, let's try that. Gas, maybe a little bit more. That's way better than it was. Yeah, let me see if I can get just a smidge more out of it. Like right in here would be perfect. All right, we got it cut. We got it pushed over. You can see the difference now, which is, well, maybe if you can. It's much better. Let me tell you that. It's much better. So I'm not going to take everything apart to weld it up right now, but once we get everything disassembled, I'll go ahead and weld that up and get that cleaned up. I just don't want to have to unbolt everything and do that. It's not going anywhere right now. Nothing too crazy, but I wanted to put some stays on the back of the seat for our seat belt so they don't slide down. I just took some of these old strap pieces that I had and bolted it in so it can't go anywhere. I have another one that go on this side. I should get some more hardware, but simple, clean, and it's not going to fall down into the cracks. So super easy, quick fix. Our missing piece that we needed to try adapt the throttle cable to the carb just came. So let's see if we can get it to work. Let's pull this plastic off. All right, so this has the ball on it already, but supposedly that will come out. Maybe. They said it would. FYI, if you do buy one of these and it's in like that, all you have to do is pop it down and it'll pop right out. So not that big of a deal. All right, so our ball was a little bit bigger, so I went ahead and ground it down a little bit and got our piece onto there. And then we are going to thread that into there. Yeah. Okay. That. And then our throttle cable, and make sure our cable is good down here. Yep, we're good down on that end. We are a little high here. We might want to adjust that, but let's Go ahead and tighten this up. It's a good thing about threads and adjusters. We can do all kinds of stuff. Okay, so let's see if we take the magnet away down here. Let me know if anything happens. So it's a little stiffy. I mean, it works all the way. So we're just a little, seems like we're a little stuck right here where that's just kind of binding up a little bit, just because we probably need to take some more of that ball off. I might need to adjust. We can loosen this up and bend this down a little bit more. So that should work a little better. So let's try. Well, that was an easy fix. I popped this back off and sanded down the ball just a little bit more. Now it's super flexible, so that's good. So now when I hit the gas pedal, on, off, it kicks back by itself. Not bad at all. Well, I've been making a list of everything that I need to get done, all the little things. I mean, it's pretty much a full page, going on to a second page. It's probably a little more detailed than it needs to be, but then at least I feel good when I knock something off, I guess. So one thing I'm going to work on right now is kind of protection for me if radiator does blow some fluid, some coolant everywhere. We do have a drain hole that we'll attach a hose to and run that down, but you know, you've seen these, sometimes they just go out. So we're going to try to do is kind of protect it from going this way and force itself back that way. So I made a template that we're going to cut out of some metal, kind of like this, and we'll weld it along through here. And I think these edges here, we'll kind of use the bead roller and kind of curve it down a little bit. So that'll still let good airflow in. That does go off. It's going to spray up and hit this and spray out. Probably over here on the edges, once I get this made, then I'll add some little wings that come over to the edge here just to kind of protect the corners. But that also does leave up this opening right here, which it could spray out. But I think for this spot right through here, I'm just going to take some metal and angle it down probably like a 2-inch strip, and I'll weld that onto there. So that'll be down like that. So if it does come through, it's going to hit that and go straight down. Not a big deal. And then we do have a gap over here on the edges between the two tanks. So I think I'm just going to get some aluminum and I'll do like a little filler strip so that's kind of solid. But main focus is going to be right here for that. So I'm going to go ahead and get this cut out and see what we can do with it. I think that'll work. We got a piece cut out of metal here, so we're going to run it through the roller with our radius bends here. We're going to try to curve this down up to these lines here, so when it's in, it has a nice little flow over. Now I still need to go around the edges and clean it up, but I think that's going to give us, and I actually need to bend it too. Probably should have bent it first. Dang it. We'll see if we can still bend it, and then we'll probably have to run it through the bead again. But I like that curve. It looks clean. So let me go ahead and try to bend it. Man, I should have done that first. I figured before I got this piece in here, I needed to clean up our edges here. You can see when we put it on, we left a little overhang, but we want to clean that up. So this side I've already hammered. You can kind of see it forms to the metal really well. I do need to take it off and just run the grinder across it to clean it up a little bit, but from that to that, it's way better. So I'm going to knock out this other side real quick and show you that. You'll see when I'm doing it, you'll get where it pinches together, almost like little mountain ranges. But with the aluminum, it's so soft, once it kind of heats up, it'll start forming together and be a little bit tighter. So just watch all the ridges and then you'll see them go away. So I'm going to work my way around. You'll see every once in a while, these are old. I've had these probably 20 years. Start beating on too much and the head flies off. So I need to get some better ones. So if you know of any good ones, let me know so I can get me a set. But every once in a while I'll have to bang it on the ground so it'll stick. So all right, let's go at it. All right, see how we got these ridges? We'll just have to keep going over it. And I'm not a body guy, so I'm just doing what I think needs to be done. All right, trying to give you a different perspective here. We're getting it tighter. You can see how much smaller they're getting. But watch, when I keep going over this, it'll start shrinking it. Make sure I'm tired. There we go. Now I'll grind this out and clean it up some. There's little hammer marks. As you can see, that looks a lot cleaner and a lot tighter. So yeah, we'll get the sander down on this real good and get all the edges cleaned up. All right, I'm going to try to attempt to tack this just so I can get it where I need it. And then once I get a tack on each side, I'm going to take the top off and we're going to put it onto the other side so I can try to get to everything a little better, because this is a really tight area. Nope. And my ground's not the best, so that's why I'm trying to help that as well. All right, that got to that. Clean that up out there. Okay, I think we can do that. Once we get that off, I got my other little template that we're going to take with metal so we can cut it straight down so we don't have any coolant flipping through that way. So let me get this off. I think that should hold it. Yeah, and we'll do the rest of this off. All right, we're just going to start and push down the edges, work our way across, clean it up, and then we'll figure out our other piece But yeah, I think that's starting to look kind of cool. We like that there. It looks good. All right. I'll go ahead and get the rest of these welds on here. Then we'll clean it up. And then we'll move on to our next step of our other bracing right through here. All right, we got that welded in. We got that cleaned up. Now we're going to work on our little piece out through here. Try to protect ourselves here. Okay, so what I'm trying to do is just get this on here so I can finalize a good little piece. So that should come down. Okay, so that's the plan. So we'll cut something like, I'm going to trim this, but we'll weld through here, and that way underneath here, if that coolant sprays out, it's just going to hit and fall straight down because the seat comes up to right here. So I'm just going to finalize this some to figure out what I think it should do. And I don't know what I need it to do. So we have that piece there. Ow. That's our corner here. So there's a little gap there. I don't need that to go up. Well, do we want that to be, well, that's kind of ugly. Actually, we could probably come through this. Just to weld a piece, we could actually just weld that piece there. Then this is clean. So let's do that. Let's cut this straight. And that'll clean that edge up. See that? So we'll cut this here. We can weld it here. And then once we take this whole top piece off to reveal this ring here, because we'll take this off to paint this part because it's steel, then we can finish welding that, clean it up, and we're going to have a nice solid line through here. So we'll loop that out. Okay. So then we need to do the same over here. Like that. All that looks good. And then I'll take this off and I'll cut one, and then I'll make it a template for the other one. All right, we got our piece cut and put up here. So we'll just have to kind of tack it as we go, get it tight, and then we'll clean it up. It should be good. But I think these little arches on each side kind of hides that sharp point down there and just kind of makes it flow a little smoother. So I guess I'll start getting this knocked out. All right, I'm going to clean this up. And if there's any little bitty holes or anything like that, then I'll go back in and tack those, and then I'll grind it again and get it smooth. And go from there. Well, as many as times as I've taken this on and off, let's see how fast I can get it back on. Let's see. Okay, here we go. I have to be a contortionist to get into this thing, but all right, there. Haha, got it. All right, so let's see if this will come down. Where are we at here? So I think we're off of that. So I think, we're just hitting that barely. Where are we hitting that? Maybe. Are we hitting? Or are we down? Oh, wait. No, we're down. Aren't we? Well, hot diggity. Okay, so that's down where that's supposed to be. And let's see. Can I see that up there? It looks like we're down. Yeah, we're down. Because that's hitting that. That's perfect there. Okay, well, cool. We're down. So, cap's back here. If it shoots out from underneath here, it's going to hit the back of the seat and go down, so it shouldn't be bad. I mean, I guess it could spray somewhere in here and come back on me, but I think we eliminated 95.267% of that, right? I think it looks kind of cool. Nice and clean. Still got room for my belts on those two sides there, so that's good. Yeah, I think we really eliminated most of the coolant issue of hitting me. I like it. I mean, I got to clean up some of these edges, but that's going to be once I take this all apart because of the aluminum. But there's just some little burrs from where we hammered it over, some little sharp points. So clean that up. That'll be nothing. And then get everything else good grinding and straightening up. But man, I think that looks good. A little bit more complete. So here we go from this angle. I think that looks pretty good. I mean, there's still plenty. I mean, that's a huge opening right there for air and stuff to come in. But I think that's needed, and that's just added protection. The to-do list plus 4 others. So we just got the let's see, what did we just finish here? Make a tunnel angle splash protection panel. Yay, 1 down, 1,000 to go. See, weld gussets to the battery support, gussets under the gas tank, weld up all the joints, trim tank, weld gas pedal stop, weld brake pedal, rear tank, wire generator, raw wire, wire to wire. Cut out and trim all tanks, inspect tank for cutouts, units, weld gussets to the frame, knock off welding slag, add engine oil, add diff fluid, add transmission fluid, weld frame, liner for the gas tank, paint the gas tank, weld the trailing arms front and rear, figure out securement for the wires and drill holes. Right side coolant hoses, I have those U-bends, but I'm going to make sure they mount up for everything. Ground the engine, and then we're going to short test fire the engine. So we have plenty to do. I think there's going to be a few little more things for this video. Maybe. I don't remember where I'm at, to tell you the truth. There's been all over the place. So apologies for that, but all those little short, little bitty jobs they needed to get done. So what else was there that was big? Was there anything else big? I mean, I don't know. It's on the list. I don't know. Well, I don't know. I think when I started editing this video, it's quite big, so it's probably gonna be another long one. So we might end it here. I think, really, honestly, I think there's one more video that we're due for some of the little stuff just to knock it out, and hopefully at that point we'll be able to test fire the engine. It's gonna be short, not putting coolant or anything like that in it. Just want to make sure it fires up. the electrical and everything's working. So that'll be huge. I can't wait for that. That's going to be really cool. So as soon as that's done, then everything's going to start getting taken apart, and we're going to start knocking out all this other list of stuff that I can't do right now. So we're getting close, very close. So I'd say one more video, and hopefully that's going to have the test fire of the motor in it. And yeah, so we're getting to a good point. I know I'm forgetting something. I know I am. Maybe I need to look over here and go through this gargantuan pile of mess. Anyway, my mind's going a mile a minute trying to think. But one thing that I changed a little bit. The front releases, those were with the little bomb drop. So those front little claws. I think on the back, I'm going to do some leather straps, some of the brass hardware. That'll kind of tie in with the seat. Plus, I like that look of the leather on the metal. I did that on my Model A's a long time ago, and it looked really cool. I'm just going to do one little strap on each side just to secure that. I was looking to use the bear claw latches again on the rear. It's just a nightmare trying to get in there. I mean, my space is very tight right now. But I think that'll kind of look cool and tie it together. So I need to do that. And then, on the list, forgot about that. I need to do a trim piece between the front and rear tank, top tank. Trim piece between tanks. So I read off some of the stuff I need to do. If there's something that you're thinking of that I haven't done, please message me, make a comment, something like that. I just don't want to get too far along past it being painted and realize that there's something major I needed to do. So, all right, well, appreciate you sticking with me through it. We're getting close to the test fire. I can't wait. So anyway, appreciate you watching. If you're not subscribed, subscribe. It's free. Appreciate it. And then I'll see you next Friday. Hopefully. Should. Have a good one. See ya.